Hello everybody, welcome back to Market Ways guys, and sorry for the delay. So we are back after a very long, I'll say, delay. But so today we're gonna teach you about the SMT and the CISD. So what are these two concepts? So SMT is basically the divergence between two correlated pairs which will act like, let's say, the Nasdaq chart is moving toward the uptrend, and then now here's the twist point. Let me clear that. Let's say there's an FVG over here on Nasdaq, and the same thing is happening on SP 500, or you can say ES. All right. So now we got the FVG on both sides, but what will happen? Let me just mention the Nasdaq and so this is ES mini. All right, this is NQ mini. So now what's the point over here? That on ES and Nasdaq both are correlated pairs. Now you're gonna look for the smart money technique, or you can say the divergence between them, which will act as, let's say, and Nasdaq came just to the constant encroachment of the FVG and then moves toward the upside, whereas the whereas in ES mini the market will came all the way down and then move toward the buy side. Now this is the main thing. As you can see, this point was never broken by the Nasdaq, but this point was broken by the ES. Now this is your SMT. All right, now this and this is your SMT. All right, the divergence between two correlated pair is the SMT. One will probably make, let's say, the lower low like this. Okay, so lower low, higher high, and then another will make higher low. On other hand, the other pair will make higher low, higher high, lower low, and then another higher high. This is the SMT basically. All right, and for the best SMTs you can go with like 15-minute chart, and you can go with like 1 hour SMT. They are one of the best SMTs that work for me personally, and that what I look personally in the market. So as I said, this is the SMT. And now let me clear one thing. When market moving in the buy side toward the buy side, and you see the SMT below the lower low and the higher high is your bullish SMT, where as compared to, let me just invert this chart, and same goes for the bearish scenario. When market is moving toward the downside, one pair will just simply respect the PD array, while other will take out the high that was created recently, and you will get the SMT. Now which one is the best SMT? In my opinion, whenever you're looking for the SMT, it doesn't matter which type of SMT is strong, because a lot of people, what they do, like they say this is the strongest one and this is the weakest one. That is not the case. You have to align your SMT with your bias, and you have to align your SMT with the direction of the market, so that you can get the high RR trade. All right, a lot of times what I see, that the weakest SMT work more than the strongest SMT, and that scenario can be shown in the market as well. I can show you that as well. All right, so that is the main thing. You have to keep that in mind. Your SMT should align with your direction of the market, with your bias, with your fundamentals, I'll say. All right, and then you can enter in the trade with the SMT. Now as I explained to you about the SMT, I'm gonna move towards some examples as well, and let's bring out the chart of S&P 500 and just go with like 15-minute over here, and just go like 15-minute over here, so that we can see some good SMTs. Now what do we see over here? We're gonna spot the SMT. If you see, so now if you see on 15-minute, this is the low. Let me just bring that out. So this is the higher high, and this is the high. And if I show you guys like this and this, now this is a pure SMT. And if I go over here as well, like this is the how, and this is the low, which means this is the SMT which is going right now in the market. All right, this is the SMT that is going in the market right now. But let me show you some prominent example as well. Why don't we go with the 1 hour chart? Is one of the best things we can. Yeah, now here's the twist. This is the low, this is the low, and as you guys can see now, if you see this area, and if you can target, like this hole is working as a SMT right now. Alright, this hole is literally working as an SMT. This is the thing. And if I show you guys over here, see, okay, now this is the SMT, which is the bullish SMT, and we can expect some sort of bullish targets. Like I can plan my trade over here, something like this, something like this. Like this will be my stop, this will be my take profit. This is the swing trade that I will probably plan at the Monday opening over here. And then there are some sort of, remove the drawing, let me just remove the drawing, and let's move towards some smaller time frames so that we can see some more prominent SMTs. So what do we have over here? Okay, we don't have any SMT. Yeah, we got the SMT. Sorry, we got the SMT. Which one is this one? Now this is the SMT. If you see, this is your SMT. All right, and if you go with the buy side, you will see this one is your SMT. Now let's move towards somewhere back over here. I was using the high time frame, so it might be easier for all of us. Now I guess I'm going to use the replay mode. Select day, let go with like 9. Select 9, and same for this one. Select bar. So this is basically the SMT. And if we can go with the 1 hour chart, it might be easy for us to find a lot of SMTs on that, rather than just wasting my time on smaller time frames. And if we go with the 1 hour, let me just quickly reset the chart. Or else we can use the SMT indicator as well, but that might be not good for you guys, cause after all you're learning. So first of all you need to know what is the concept, then you can use the whole indicator for the time saving purposes. Now this is the SMT. Alright, this is the SMT which is working right now. The simple meaning of the SMT is that one pair is gonna move toward the upside while the other will move toward the downside. Alright, and it means the whole money flow of this pair is shifted into this pair by the market. Alright, the main reason of the SMT is that one pair liquidity is moved toward the another pair of liquidity, and that's why the smart money technique happens. So I hope you guys understand about the SMT. If you don't understand, you can see the video once more, and you can write the comments. I'll try to answer all of them as much as I can. Alright, I will try to answer all of them as soon as possible. So now we're gonna move toward another concept, which is the CISD. Now what is the CISD? The series of last close candle, alright, is disrespected by displacement. The displacement and the, I'll say, displacement, market structure shift, they all are like same, but CISD is the advanced concept, like where you're gonna wait for the at the market structure shift that you're gonna come back into some sort of FVG and all of that thing. On CISD, what you can do is that you can enter on the market candle closure. As soon as candle closes below the previous zone, previous as closed candles, you can enter in the market. Like say this is the last series of closed candle, and an FVG fill this area, so you can enter on this FVG. That's the main thing. That's not that much complicated. I'm gonna teach you it just in a sec. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the 1 hour, like over here, like you can say. So there are two types of CISDs. Let me clear that. One is that you're gonna do is take the CISD of a candle, of a high time frame candle. Like now say this is the 1 hour candle, you're gonna take the CISD of this. On other hand, you're gonna wait for the closure above this area. All right, now I use both are like both work for me, but in different situations. When there is a low volume in the market, you can use the candle CISD, or otherwise if there is a higher volume, you can use the whole series of down close candle. Now if you're gonna move toward the 15-minute, let me just find some sort of CISD so that you guys can understand. Like this over here. So like this is the series of last down close candles. All right, and what is the CISD? The closure above this area. As soon as market close above this area, what I'm gonna do is, now I know I'm gonna enter over here. This will be my entry. My stop will be, this will be my entry. My stop will be somewhere around here, because I know there's a FVG as well, and a lot of times you're gonna get CISD with the FVG, so keep that in mind. All right, but there's a one interesting thing that I want to let you know, is that a lot of times in the market, what happens whenever the CISD happen, market gonna run the liquidity just like this. This is the last series of down up close candle. So now let's say this is the last series of up close candle, as you guys can see, and after the CISD, market just quickly ran toward the downside. That's why I use CISD, because sometimes, a lot of times in the New York session and in the Nasdaq situation, what just happens, a lot of time market just run the liquidity. As soon as like you get the CISD, market gonna run very fast. So this is what we can expect from the market after the CISD. Now let's disclose a trade about the CISD. I'm just gonna tell you one more example, and then I'm gonna move toward that how you can plan the trade on CISD. So this is the series. Yep, this is the advanced CISD. Now let me clear that. Why I'm saying that is sometimes you're gonna get these types of candle closure. Now you can't wait for this whole move to get this close and then you're gonna enter. All right, what you can do is that you can wait for the second swing. As soon as market create the second swing, you wait for that market second swing to get disrespect. Like over here you can see there's a very small closure of a candle below this area, but you can enter, and yeah, you can expect some good trade over here. So that's how I use CISD. Now we're gonna just simply, let me just lose some sort of replay so we can get some good trade plan over here. Let me just quickly select the bar, or we can just check which. So this is now 15-minute chart, and you can see we got a lot of liquidity pending toward the downside. What we're gonna do is gonna wait to get this liquidity sweep. Okay, we didn't sweep this liquidity. What we did, we just simply manipulated toward the upside. Now we're gonna move toward the 5-minute and see what will happen. Okay, we didn't get any CISD right now. Here's the twist. This is where we got the CISD. Like this is the series of last down close candles. All right, if you see, yep, this is where you got the CISD. Now you can enter over here as well and over here as well. It depends on you, like where you want to enter in the market. So let's see, this is your entry, this is your target, same as well. This will be your partial. You can take your partials over here and let the trade run and see. As I said, you can take your partials over here. You 50% trade, 70% trade you can take out your 70% trade over here and just let the other run. So this is how you trade. This is how you trade the CISD. That is the game, that is the trade, guys. By the way, this is the 5-minute chart. You can trade on 1 minute with the same concept. As you know, the time is fractal, so it doesn't matter which time frame you are using, the concept will always remain same. Alright, so these are the two most important things that I use in my model, which is the CISD and SMT. You can use both of these and you can refine your own models with that. These are not my concepts. Everyone knows about the CISD and this SMT, but this is how I use them for my own trading experience. Alright guys, I'm gonna meet you in the next video. Subscribe to this channel, join my Discord community if you wanna talk with me, chat with me, and wanna do a live trading session with me. You can join my Discord. Have a good day, everybody.